Are middle managers the new superheroes?
Oh man, you really messed with my head for the day.
Today we're covering that and 4 other AI myths about saving time, AI adoption, prompting, and disruption to determine which of them are true and which are lies. And we have back Phil Lakin, Head of Enterprise Innovation at Zapier, who will draw on his vast experience working with C-suite executives on their AI initiatives to provide a verdict on which of these myths are true and which are lies.
It's good to be here. So nice we did it twice.
So let's jump in. Middle managers are the new superheroes.
Oh man, you really messed with my head for the day. I'm not gonna have a good rest of the day. Because I was joking the other day, I love being an IC, you know what I mean? I'm like, even when I was a founder, I was like not the best people manager. When that middle management muscle meets AI, agents, whether those are made from, some vertical SaaS company or they're making them themselves with a tool like Zapier, right? They are like, that is a superpower that like you can get work out of this different group of people and like, the result, the overall thing, and you can actually spend time to sit down to come up with the work plan. Like you can translate that work plan into agents, no problem. And like for folks like me who just like to move super fast sometimes, like that's definitely my Achilles heel a little bit. Where I just do it myself, like just move really, really fast. Agents will support me in doing that, right? But sometimes it won't have the effect, like the bigger effect that I want it to have because I'm not working with it on that level. So I'll give you an example. Gosh, I'm like giving myself a performance review right now. Dino, this was not what I expected. So like one thing middle managers are excellent at, right? The best ones are excellent at is taking time to know, like saving time in their day to communicate out what's going on with, down, across, and up. They know it's not enough to just do the work and get it done. They know that they have to spend 20% of their time literally just communicating. So the fact that the middle managers know that that needs to happen, know what that needs to look like, know what format people like to get those in, when and where and how, and how those work best, like their readouts are going to be way better than mine, and they're going to be able to build them way faster. Now, for someone like me, I'll build it. It'll be okay, right? But like for them, theirs are going to be excellent.
Number 2, AI isn't saving you time, it's creating busy work.
There's this one TikTok video I love on this front that it's like, hey, AI, take my idea and make it bigger, right? Like write it longer to make it sound more corporate and official. And then they email it, and the person who gets it's like, hey, AI, make this shorter. Right? So look, there's definitely more words. There's definitely more emails. There's definitely more, hey, Phil, I saw you went to Muhlenberg College. That's so cool. Also, your recent LinkedIn post really inspired me. We should connect so I can sell you outbound services. So look, I think the reality is that like there is more stuff. More people are creating more things. But I also think like for me, the magic is I am a verbal processor, right? And man, if I was like done with a meeting or done with a sales call or whatever, oh, the hardest part was just sitting down and thinking through the notes and like writing the follow-ups and doing this stuff. And so for me, the magic is like, I don't have to do that stuff. Like I can just talk out loud to, like we have like an enterprise ChatGPT license. I just talk to it after a call, and then I just, it has all the context of the call already. And then like, I can just do my follow-up email in like 1 second. It's like, that's so nice, and I think there's information in there that the client wants, right? And so that's useful. Whereas I was the bottleneck for that stuff in the past. My ability to sit down, think, take time, and write a thing was the bottleneck. So where that was the bottleneck, I think that getting erased is really helpful in some ways. I think there is both things in there, but I think there's a decent enough kernel of truth.
3, AI adoption starts top down.
So what we're seeing is that post Shopify memo, all these companies want to be AI first. And there's typically some type of committee, steering group, or 1 or 2 people at the company who've been elected either with the support of IT or someone from IT is represented in that as like an AI transformation lead. We see a lot of like chiefs of staffs, line of business leaders, people that were doing applied AI in some level, right? We see all these different types of roles doing this stuff. And that small group or that role is being asked to roll AI out across the entire org in a way that is very user-friendly. And people think user-friendly for automation, they think Zapier. But there's companies that started with that stuff, but they didn't have the usability that we have. And so now we've got this crazy high level of usability. And so those IT folks are going, well, if my mandate is to give a tool to everybody and the metric is not, I want them to come to us and we build it, that we empower them to build it, then they're looking at Zapier in this way. IT teams are being like, cool, we should be evaluating Zapier on this front because it's not just about us doing the automation being the bottleneck. The CEO is saying they want everybody to build automations.
4, companies should teach staff how to prompt.
I think like there's like a basic version of a 30-minute workshop that like is all folks need, right? And I think the biggest mistake that folks make when teaching prompting though, is that they just go right into the technical aspect of it. And I think that misses the point. I think it is much more like you've got to sell folks the idea of, first of all, why better prompting is good for you, right? And you have to start there, right? And once you start there and show the difference between, maybe what people get with a generic prompt versus what they get with a better prompt, and like how that's going to impact their job, that's when that click happens for people. And then that's when you teach them all the stuff. So you've got to kind of like get buy-in from folks before you just start teaching the technical side. And the smartest thing that I've seen actually on this front was so silly. It was the smallest thing. It was for a recruiting company. And they have a lot of, they use, I think it's called Text Blaze. It's like a text expander in Chrome. And they literally store a prompt library in Text Blaze. So people can just short, like hotkey in like prompts that the whole company is using. I was like, that is amazing. It's like living where they work, like making them easier to access.
5, big companies will be disrupted by AI.
Distribution is still really hard. It just is. You just throw a bunch of AI slop content, you know what I mean? Or like whatever, I don't know, but like the distribution is still hard. To that, I always say to employees, if there's a bear chasing you and your friends, right? You don't have to be the fastest. You just cannot be the slowest. So like to that, I always say like, spend time with this stuff every day, learn this stuff, make it vocal that you are learning the stuff at your company. I think the safest thing you can do today is like get comfortable with the stuff, be building and tinkering and like making it public that you're doing that. I think that's really powerful. Like Wade at our company lit the 3-alarm fire when this happened, when all this generative AI stuff happened, and was like, we've got to get all over this from a product perspective, from a partnership perspective, from everyone internally using this stuff better, from making this stuff okay to use internally, right? Like we've built an entire culture around it over the past few years. And like, I'd argue that that is the more comfortable position to be in, where you both have the distribution and have realized the urgency of this stuff, than someone who just has no distribution and starting from scratch. Time's on your side, but it's not going to be forever. Because eventually those smaller companies will get a foothold, but you do have an advantage of them still in terms of distribution, relationships, etc.
So there you have it. Middle managers are the new superheroes. Absolutely true. AI isn't saving you time, it's creating busy work. Actually kind of true and also a lie, maybe a bit of both. AI adoption starts top down, completely a lie. Companies should teach staff how to prompt. Actually true. Big companies will be disrupted by AI. It's a lie if you act fast enough. If you enjoyed that, check out our previous episode. Also, support our work by subscribing and sharing. It absolutely helps. And if you want to keep up with Phil, catch him on LinkedIn and SMS.
So I am all over LinkedIn. I love it. It's my happy place, which is such a weird thing to say out loud. So I'm there. And then also on my website, philiplakin.com, there's a way to sign up for my SMS drops. Sometimes I send out free stuff like conference tickets and books. So yeah, those are the best places. And then if you text me through that, I'll be the real human texting you back.
See you next time.